Are Predator side steps really that much of a hazard for off-roading? You know, these that I'm talking about right here. I'm going to take a look at those today. We're going to see, are they really in the way? You're really going to rip them off if you go off-roading? Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, like I said in the beginning there, these side steps, you know, I get a lot of comments on the channel about them being in the way, and if I'm really going to go off-roading, I should have sliders. And while I don't disagree with that, depending on how serious of an off-roader you might be, or maybe the difficulty of the trails that you're going to go on is, I don't know that I agree that they're really that much of a hazard if you decide to go off-roading, and I'm going to show you why. First of all, let's just take a quick look at them. You can see, obviously, the step hangs down here lower on the truck than if you had side steps or sliders on here, right? Sliders would come out from the bottom edge here and kind of wrap up or angle up a little bit underneath the doors right here. And that's by design, obviously, to protect your sill plates and the sheet metal along the side of your doors. I get that. But having these hang down isn't that much of an issue if you're just going to hit the trails and stuff. Now, let me show you why. Let's take a tape measure here, and I'm going to measure through the back here if I can. Let you guys see. You'll be able to see better than I can probably. Looks like it's about, I don't know, 15.5 inches, maybe closer to 16 inches or something like that. Come around here and look at the front. Yeah, probably about 15.5 inches, maybe 15.25 inches. Something like that, that this actually is up off of the ground. So you have about 15.25 inches of clearance on your side steps. Now, if we go under the truck, and let's take a look at the lowest point we can find under here. Let's take a little look, and it's probably back in the rear. Right back there on the universal back there, the universal joint or the differential back there. I think that's probably the lowest point, maybe other than the arms up here for the suspension. But we're going to assume it's back here on the back. So I'm going to set the camera there. We're going to take a real quick measurement. Take a look at that. Okay, let's take a look at that. You guys can see, I'm hoping, it's about 10 inches from the floor right there up to the little nub right there at the top. Now, that means you have about 10 inches of clearance, and it's actually even less. If you look over here where the shocks are connected to the arm over there, you can see that's actually even a little bit less. Let's see if we can get a measurement of that. Okay, I'm not sure this is going to show up on the camera, but actually it's a little bit higher there, probably another inch. So you actually probably have about 11 inches of clearance between the ground and where the shock connects right here. The technical term escapes me at the moment. So the lowest point looks like right back here at the differential. So it appears to me that the Predator side steps right there are not the lowest point on the truck. Okay, back up here off the ground. You guys can see what the measurements were down there. Obviously, there are things that hang down lower, which makes sense, than the side steps on the truck. So it's not really about the height, the clearance, if you will. It's really more about the edges. You know, and what I mean by that, if you're a heavy-duty off-roader and you're going to be going places where the trail is heavily used maybe, and there's ruts and you're driving through those, so you're sinking the truck down pretty far and then catching the sides, you know, maybe on the edges of the dirt, or maybe there are roots or things or even rocks that protrude out, then obviously sliders are going to be for you. That's probably more what you should go with to protect the rocker panels, the sills, the sides of your truck, because obviously you could catch the sides of your side steps sticking out here on something that you might be rubbing up against. Unless, of course, your truck is like mine, and I believe the tires actually stick out a little further. But you still could grab stuff on the edges of these if you're driving in a sunken area that has things sticking out. Now, if you're just a, what I'll call normal or casual off-roader, you know, a few trails here and there, maybe you're going camping or fishing or just driving a trail through a woods or something, a pretty flat trail, you know, you don't really have to be concerned about stuff dragging against the rockers or the sills on your truck, right? Because you're not going to be up against anything. So side steps should work perfectly for you then. And like I said, you'd need to be much more concerned about things that are too high, that are going to damage things under the truck before you ever get up to the height of those side steps. Anyway, just wanted to kind of get on here, talk about that a little bit. I've had questions on the channel. People have said, oh, you're not going to do any off-riding or roading because you've got side steps. I beg to differ. I think it would be fine. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you really need sliders? After all, if you think about it, you know, when we get in and out of trucks, we want to step on the closest surface we can find, right? And if you have sliders, they're going to kind of curl around right up against here, right? And people are going to try to, it'd be like stepping on this. And people are going to try to step on this, and they're going to scrape potentially your door and your rocker panels or your sill plates here, and they're going to scratch this all up. So I'd be more concerned about that. And if you have them, you're probably going to encounter damage like that because, you know, we're all going to step on the closest place to step on, right? And we're going to cause damage that we're trying not to have by having sliders on there. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Real quick, if you haven't before and you'd like to, check out my other channel. It is RobMotion, all about my 2020 Jeep Gladiator, right up there. And don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Have a great day, stay safe out there, and thanks for watching. Bye.